Hi, my name is George Belleville. I'm a realtor in Maryland, and I'm recording this video to discuss the topic of deciding what type of house will best suit your needs. There are all different types of houses and locations that you can consider, and a lot of times when people are buying a house, they come into it with some preconceived notions about what might work for them or what they want, and a lot of them are based on history and emotion. And there's one really good question that you can ask that I'll share with you in a little bit. But let's just talk about broadly the types of houses at least you find in our area that most people are choosing between. So you have apartment style houses, you have townhouse style houses, and you have single family houses. And obviously they come in a vast range of different sizes and expenses and things like that. But there are some pros and cons to each of those that you might want to think about before you decide, and to make it maybe a pro and con list of them and see which really suits your needs. And obviously with the apartment style, which is usually a condominium, with the apartment style home, one of the benefits is you don't have any exterior maintenance. You don't have to worry about the roof and the siding and things like that for the most part in most of those neighborhoods. Exterior maintenance, snow shoveling, all of those things are kind of taken care of for you. Granted, you pay a monthly fee to cover all of that, but you never have to write a big check for the roof or the siding or some type of thing like that. So some people really like that. Some people don't like a condo fee, but really, if you put $10,000 into a new roof every 15 years, is that really that different than setting aside the money, through a condo fee? So those are some things you don't have to worry about. Some of the downsides obviously are noise. You have to be quiet. Your neighbors can be a little annoying, things like that. But there are really some benefits, especially if you like to travel. You can lock your door and leave, and you're done. You don't have to worry about anything. With other types of housing, you're not necessarily able to do that. With a townhouse, you get some of the good with the apartment style, but you get a little bit of yard, and that's what a lot of people like, is they like at least that little bit of backyard for their dog or their children, or for cooking out or whatever it is they want to be able to do. You get a little bit more house, sometimes a little more for your money. And actually some townhouses are condominiums, some houses are regular ownership. That's for another conversation. But you kind of get the best of both worlds with those. You don't have a massive amount of maintenance or structure on the outside that you have to deal with. You don't have a huge yard to take care of. Obviously, that's something to think about. And then you have obviously this detached single family home, which can vary dramatically in size and lot. But the benefit with that is you don't have a neighbor up against the side of your house. So if, like I play the drums, can't play the drums really that well in a townhouse because you'll drive your neighbors crazy, or in a condo. So there are things you can do. I lived in a townhouse once, and my neighbor was learning to play the bass guitar, and honestly, it was a bit of a nightmare because I could hear it. So with a single family, you get more space, more privacy, but you also get complete responsibility for all the exterior maintenance, the roof, the siding, the yard. You have more yard work to do, all of those things. So the question I want to give you that you should ask yourself about anything that you're looking at about a house, especially interior features or big kitchen, small kitchen, the question to ask yourself, what does that do for me? Because as I said, people come into this with experiences or a certain house they didn't like, or they grew up in a certain style of house, or they really feel like they want a big kitchen, but when you talk to them, you find out they don't really cook that much. So why buy a house with a big kitchen if you're not going to cook that much? So that question of what does that do for me is a great question to ask. And the other thing I suggest people do is, wherever you're living now, look at during the course of the day, what rooms do you spend your time in? And then what about those rooms kind of rubs you the wrong way, or is frustrating, or do you like? So, if you spend a lot of time watching TV in your family room and you wish it was bigger, then that's probably something you should look for in your new house. So asking, what does this do for me, and seeing how you live currently in your current space are two great things to think about while you're deciding this, other than just price and location. So hopefully that helps with your thought process. Obviously, we would love to talk to you about it some more. If you have any questions, our information is down below, and have a great day.